Hey everybody, welcome back to another Future Tech video. Do you TikTok? I TikTok. Do you TikTok? If you're obsessed with TikTok, I want to give you my 5 favorite nerdy TikTokers to check out. So stay tuned. For those not familiar with TikTok, it is a huge sensation, and it's not just preteens busting out their dance moves. There's all kinds of content on TikTok, and some of the nerdy scientific content is actually really fun. And if you like getting information in 2-minute or less bursts, this could be the platform for you. So I wanted to take a minute and share with you some of my favorite nerdy TikTokers. So let's jump in. First one I want to talk about is Michael McBride. He is at idea.soup on TikTok, and he does a lot of really interesting things. He's got this great frenetic sort of delivery, and he talks not just about science, but also history and some other topics as well. And he gives a really interesting and thoughtful delivery on it. So I'll just share a little bit with you.
Evolution is super weird, right? So we are more closely related to dolphins than dolphins are to sharks. And bats are closer to dogs than birds, which might explain why they look like cute little puppies when they're little. This is due to a phenomenon called convergent evolution. That's when different species evolve the same.
So I don't want to share too much because because YouTube has weird algorithms, and sometimes a lot of this stuff will get your videos pulled down. But I will supply the links so that you can check out Michael on TikTok. So this next guy is Philip Cook, and he goes by Chem Teacher Phil, and he is everybody's favorite chemistry professor or teacher in high school. He is constantly blowing stuff up, doing really cool chemical reactions and stuff like that. So he's really a load of fun to check out, and he's super nerdy in the most amazing and wonderful way. Let's see if he's blowing stuff up.
This is sulfur.
Mixing the two together doesn't really do much. At least initially. But that changes when you place a red-hot piece of metal into the mixture. The two combine to make zinc sulfide in a rush of fire and flame and smoke. I love it.
So like I said, there's always something blowing up on Chem Teacher Phil's TikToks. He's a ton of fun to watch. He gets all that fun aspect of chemistry and science, and he brings it to you in less than 2 minutes. And I recommend you go check him out. My next one is Dr. Cat. She goes by Epidemiologist Cat on TikTok, and she is absolutely amazing. If you like fact-driven, science-driven information, she's your person. She's an epidemiologist, but she does a great job of analyzing studies and giving you the stats on what the science really is and helping you interpret the science. And she does a great job of it. And she's posts a ton of information, in particular on COVID, because obviously that is kind of top of mind for most epidemiologists these days. So I'll give you a little flavor of her.
Hey, Dr. Cat, epidemiologist. A lot of people were asking me to comment on the Moderna vaccine results that were released today, so I'll do a similar breakdown to what I did for Pfizer's the other day. So 30,000 people over the age of 18 are enrolled. It's a 1-to-1 randomization, so half the people are getting vaccine and half are getting placebo. So there's 3 stratifications for analysis. One is over 65. Then they're splitting the under 65 group to at risk and not at risk for severe outcomes.
I absolutely love Epidemiologist Cat, and if you want great information on medical research and the stats and somebody who's going to dig into some of the research, and she gives you a really great scientific perspective with good analysis and good background in what the statistics mean and how to interpret them. So I would definitely check out Epidemiologist Cat. Oh, and one other thing with Epidemiologist Cat, she has this thing here. It's a link tree that has links to all sorts of scholarly research to back up some of the things that she's talking about. So that's a good, interesting resource as well. So the next one I want to talk about is Jack. He goes by NASJACK, and he gives frequent science updates. And he's pulling out some of the greatest science stories that are going around every week and highlighting them and talking about them. And he's got a lot of just really fun stuff. Like he does this weekly space update. Here, I'll share that with you.
Here's what happened in space this week. Now, you may remember that a few weeks ago, phosphine was found on Venus, which potentially indicated life. But this week, some researchers were saying that it was just sulfur dioxide. So maybe there isn't life on Venus. We'll just have to wait and see. Blue Origin announced more details for their Blue Moon project, mainly that they plan to deliver 1,000 kilograms to the lunar surface by 2023. As well, SpaceX said that they will do something similar by sending multiple cargo trips before sending a crewed mission. Japan released a concept spaceport.
So NASJACK gives you some great breakdowns of the latest scientific news in really quick bursts. He does great summaries of things, and he finds really interesting topics. So if you're looking for great science news that you can digest in under 2 minutes, this is the one to check out, NASJACK. All right, so my next one is kind of an odd one. This guy is named Parker. He goes by dr.parkinstine on TikTok, and he has some crazy TikToks, man. He is like a guy who's living out of the golden age of citizen science, and he is clearly a fan of Nikola Tesla, and he may be just picking up on it. But this guy, he has all sorts of crazy things going on. He is building the most insane electrical contraptions in his backyard. When he goes to mix chemicals, he has like a set of chemicals on a shelf from like the 1920s. It's just a total trip to watch him. He really embodies that, like old timey spirit of creative electricity. So let me show you just like one example of something he built in his backyard. This power transmitter to pick up on the wireless power transmission.
With the stationary spark gap spacing, and this is what I have gotten so far. Let me throw the switch. I have been tinkering with the
So this guy, Dr. Parkinstine, like I said, he is a throwback to that golden age of citizen scientist, and he is making the craziest things. His own homemade capacitors that are sparking all over the place, and crazy electronic devices, and he sings and he dances, and he's got a wild old car that he's been restoring, and he just does all sorts of really interesting, crazy stuff that's just such a throwback to a different era. And he's a really fun one to watch, and I totally appreciate his sort of brand of nerdy science that he's bringing to TikTok. So check him out. All right, so I'm just going to throw in one bonus one. This has nothing to do with geeky science, but this is just somebody I adore. I want her daily affirmations because she's the most calming person I've ever seen in my life. And she has this TikTok channel where she shows you how to make basically vegan soul food, which is really awesome in itself. But I think the best thing about her just her incredibly soothing voice and her positive affirmations. Let me show you some of what I'm talking about here.
Good evening, or good night, or good morning, or whatever the case may be. I wanted to remind you of one of my favorite quotes. Are you listening? Good. You cannot heal in the same environment that made you sick. Do you understand that? Baby, you can't keep going back to the same place that broke you, the same relationship that burned you. You can't heal where you got sick, okay? You're better than that. You're stronger than that, right? All right?
So Tabitha Brown is just one of my favorites. I just want to wake up every morning to her soothing voice just saying, good morning, it's time to wake up. She's just so much fun. She's just such a positive person, and I just adore what she does. And the food that she cooks looks totally amazing. So it's definitely something to check out. I recommend I Am Tabitha Brown. So those are some of my favorite nerdy TikTokers, and I hope you like them too. And if you know of some that you like, and you want to recommend them to me, just let me know in the comments, and I will definitely check them out because I always love to find great new TikTokers. Thanks for watching. If you like what you saw, hit that like button. Click on that subscribe button because that helps a ton. And if you want to get notifications when I post new content, click on that bell icon and you will be notified. And I will see you in the next video.